Hi there. So this is my first YouTube video and yeah, this is my random confession at 2 a.m. because I've been overthinking about this for a lot and I feel like this is wrong to share. I understand this is oversharing and I should not share this with the whole world because this is social media and this is something personal, but I just crave to talk about this with someone because it's been bothering me and I don't know, I kind of feel bad for sharing this, but okay, like, sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to do because I just overthink about this a lot. So my father confessed to me that he's an aromantic and he never loved anyone and in a romantic way in his life. Ever. And it happened recently, as you understand. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the signs before and just, about how it happened, how he confessed, and what were the signs before, because there was plenty of them. So I should start from my childhood, honestly. So yeah, recently now, I've been on a phone call with my dad. My dad is around. He is a really good father, but I always had this thing in my head, like that I really want my future husband to be as good, really good, perfect dad as my dad was to me. My future husband to be as perfect dad to our future kids as my dad was to me, but I would never like him to be as husband to me as my dad was to my mom. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I've been thinking about this, about the situations from my childhood recently. And so in my childhood, all my life, I've been jealous like of my friends whose parents have romance. And they have like the spark. They go out, they seem like a just normal couple hanging around together all the time, yapping about things, talking about just something, like, healthy relationships. They love each other. You can see this. You can see that they're not just friends. You can see that they're a couple. They go on a date. But I was thinking that my dad is introvert. I could honestly not expect that. I was maybe thinking that he does not really like love my mother, maybe in a romantic way, but that he's like at all like not into people in romantic way. I don't know how to say that. So I've been thinking about the situation first, that my parents never did anything in like, they never in my life I saw them going on a date till this moment, to this video. No, it was never like that. It never happened. And would I love them to go on a date? It's none of my business, but I would absolutely give anything to see them going, holding hands, like just at least like go on a walk together. They are always separate. I only saw them arguing, even though their relationships seem kind of chill, but they don't have this love. They just have this stupid like home, like, home task, like cleaning, cooking, sort of talking, and this is the only topics that they use. That's it. And my whole childhood I was also noticing things, and I was seeing that my parents my kids, sorry, my friends fucking English, bruh. Sorry, I'm really sorry. You can see that English is not my native language at all, not my first language. I'm trying. So I could see that my friends' parents are really like, into each other, I don't know, in love with each other. And I was really, really jealous. So one day I decided to do like to organize a date for my parents. So I was like 6 or 7 years old. I was really small, but I've been really craving to see my parents together. So I came back from like school, and my mother was home. My dad was not. So I served a dinner at the kitchen. I was literally like serving really good. The tissues, the napkins, the plates, everything, really the prettiest plates that we have at home. I also served the wine glasses and wine from our mini bar. And I cooked some scrambled eggs. Was one of the only food that I could cook because I was 6 or 7, I don't know, something like that. And then I literally like just served everything, microwaved the food that we had in the fridge, the tastiest food. And then my dad came from work, and I was like, surprise, you and my mom, like, I never saw them having dinner together. Never. Eating together, no. Just 3 of us, or it's just like 2 of us, my mom and me, or my dad and me, or just everyone by themselves. But I never saw them having a dinner together. No, never even watching a movie together. And also forgot to mention they were sleeping apart for 13 years of my existence. 13 years until I turned 13, and they realized that our 2 bedrooms apartment needs to be a little bit like, organized, not me sleeping with my mom, but actually my mom sleeping with my dad. And they realized that I have to have my own room, that I'm a teenager and I need personal space. So they were like, oh shit, we have to sleep together. And they did that. And I was like, they're not happy about this. They're not happy about this. But okay, whatever. So yeah, honestly, that's none of my business. But it's kind of my business though. I'm their kid, but it's not of my business as well. But, I don't want to get hated on this because I get into someone's lives. But I just, it's kind of bothering me. So, and I organized the dinner, and they went together eating for the first and then 5 minutes later, I was hanging around in the corridor. 5 minutes later, my dad comes out of the kitchen and goes to his, to the living room. And I was like, the fuck? Are y'all done in 5 minutes? And they're like, yeah. My dad is like, I'm not hungry anymore. Like, I'm gonna eat later. I just ate a little bit, grabbed something, and that's it. And I was like, the fuck? And I come to the kitchen, and my mom is sad. She's sad. And she's like, I knew that my mother wants romance. I always knew that she wants, like, some sort of spark, So I just was like, what the fuck? Okay, then this situation's over. I've been really kind of like sad about this. So I decided to, another day, I decided to make a show for them. I learned a pretty dance, and I was like pretending that they went on a date to the theater to watch a show, like someone dancing, and I was singing and dancing, and they were laying on a couch. And then they clapped their hands, and they immediately stood up and like separated, like, just it seemed like they don't even want to be in each other's presence, even though their relationships are not bad. Like, I hate you, but they're like, oh, I'm not really interested to be around you. This is more like that, their relationships. So yeah, and there was a lot of times when I was trying to like trying to make my father make surprises for my mom, or I was not even seeing him like giving her pretty presents, only like, you know, flowers. But honestly, like, you know, surprising her with something that she would absolutely be into, like her he was not really interested in like, what do you want, what's your dreams, like for example, some maybe some perfume that she wants. I always knew that, and I was giving her presents like that, and I was always like, Dad, I can help you, that to like, you know, choose her a present because I know more. He was not really interested in that. Yeah, the time flies, and now I'm 18, and I'm talking to my dad on a phone call. um is that my dad is in another country because the war separated us. All But we are still all the time like yapping about random things from our lives, discussing something and whatever on a phone call. um and I asked him about this. Why did you leave that time on a dinner? Why did you not want to ever like, you know, go on a date? Why were you never on a date with my mom? This is the most interesting question. Why do your relationships, why is your marriage craving romance so much? Why is there no romance at all? And I was like, I said that to him, and he was like, oh, well, I don't know, because I like to be by myself. And I was like, okay, do you love my mother? He's like, oh yeah. And you know, my dad is always, he does not really care about what do people feel. It's not like my dad is an asshole. No, he's a really good father. But just, I don't know, that's his personality, that he always does not really care what do other people think, even if he can hurt them. I mean, it's good that you just don't care what other people think, but to the point that just to say to your daughter, I don't know, whatever, like even if it makes her feel painful, um I don't know if it's a nice idea. Kind of not, I don't know. So, and I was like, do you love even my mother? And he was like, so my dad is being brutally honest all the time. And he said, yeah, as a friend. What the fuck? As a friend? You love my mother as a friend. That's your wife. That's your wife. You have a kid. And I was like, what do you mean as a friend? What do you mean? What the fuck? So he was like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm more like by myself all the time. So I was like, no. Like, have you ever loved anyone in your life? He also had an ex-wife. Like, you know, he got divorced. He has another daughter that is like my stepsister. So yeah. But she lives in another country. In a third different country. So, and I was like, have you ever loved anyone in your life romantically? And he was like, let me think about that. I don't think so. Like, he was like, oh, wait, it seemed like it's actually like the first time ever in his life that he even thinks about that. That my words brought him to think about that for the first time in his life. Before that, he would not even just, I don't know, even a glimmer of thoughts about that. So sorry. And I was like shocked, and he was like, oh, not really, I don't think so. I don't remember myself really like liking people in a romantic way at all. And I was like, even men, no. And I was like, what the fuck? You're aromantic. I was like, you're aromantic. And he was like, yeah, probably. The fuck? Why did you get married? Because it's so, because it was Soviet Union. Because it was like that. You should get married. Otherwise, you're a loser. There was no such thing as aromantic. There was such thing as loser. So I was, you don't love my mother as like romantic way? He's like, yeah, I like her as a friend though. I love really, I see that. That's platonic love. That, it more like he loves her not as a friend. You hang out with your friend. You talk a lot with your friend. It's more like they're neighbors. That's what it literally reminds me of. It's more like they're neighbors. And this is exactly what pisses me off so much. And yeah, it's not like, you know, just my business, but like, why would you marry this woman? My mother, and I asked my mom after that, and he was not like, you know, I said, you know, that my mom is a romantic person. She's romantic. But he's like, yeah, I know that your mother was always like, you know, always into romance, and that's all. And I was like, do you not feel like, I don't know, at least like guilty a little bit for, you know, not even doing anything romantic at all at her, even though you know it, that she is into all these romantic things? No, he's not. And then I asked my mom after this all. I did not want to tell my mother at all, and I'm never going to tell my mother that he's aromantic, because I know this is going to break her heart forever. So I'm just not going to do that. Honestly, my whole family is just like that. I'm going to make a video about this, I think, because when I get all my thoughts together, because this is crazy video. In my family is, I don't know if I can, I don't think I can tell that on YouTube. I don't think I can speak about those things on YouTube. I mean, true crime exists on YouTube. So, I mean, maybe I can tell about these things, but I have to get everything really like, you know, I shouldn't say it straight up. So yeah. I told my mom that, are you like romantic? So was she said, yes, of course. Do you love all these romantic things? Yes, she does. She really is into all these romantic things. And I'm like, do you know that? Have you not noticed that my father just does not like really, is not really into these romantic things? I was not meaning to say to her that he's aromantic. I was just asking, and she said, yeah, I know. Do you feel sad about this? Yes, really. And I could see the sadness, the endless like heartbreak in her eyes. Yeah. So, and this is what I think about all the time. There's nothing I can change in this situation. That's it. I mean, I have nothing more to say. I just needed to like confess, I don't know. I'm sorry if I brought up this private part of my life and of my parents' life there, but I just needed to like, I don't know, maybe discuss it, maybe confess, I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't know.